In the heart of Canaan, between the mountains of Ebal and Gerizim, lies the ancient city of Shechem, a place of encounters and disagreements, where the sacred and the profane intertwine in the stories of its inhabitants. This place was the scene of several important moments in biblical history, such as Joshua's alliance with the tribes of Israel before the Lord, Joshua 24, and the construction of an altar by Jacob himself, after purchasing land in the region. Genesis 33 verse 18 to 20. Under the shade of leafy trees and the crystal clear waters flowing from Jacob's well, a plot of ambition and power is about to unfold. The story of Abimelech is one of the most remarkable of this ancient city, a drama full of intrigue, betrayal, and catastrophic consequences. To better understand today's story, let's get to know the place where this plot unfolded as well as its characters. First, check if you are already subscribed to the channel and please leave your thumbs up on the video. And let's get to the story. Certainly, Shechem is a city of great significance in the biblical narrative, rich in history and symbolism, an ancient city embedded in the heart of Canaan. It was more than a mere point on the map. It was an epicenter of divine encounters and crucial events. Located in the narrow valley between Mounts Ebal and Gerizim, Shechem was a city strategically located at the crossroads of important trade routes and pilgrimage paths. The city, known for its robust fortifications, was surrounded by walls that testified to its importance and the need for protection against invaders. Not only did Shechem control the roads through the hill country of Palestine, but it was also a place where the sacred and the secular met. It was here that the ancient Israelites performed blessing ceremonies on the adjacent mountains, a ritual that reinforced the covenant between God and his people. The city was also a place of refuge, a sanctuary for those who sought mercy and justice. As one of the designated cities of refuge, Shechem served as a symbol of grace and redemption, offering protection and a new beginning to those who arrived there. In addition to its spiritual importance, Shechem was a place of political power and conflict. It was the scene of Abimelech's coronation, an event that set off a series of tumultuous events, culminating in the destruction and rebirth of the city over the centuries. Abimelech, son of Gideon, also known as Jerubbaal, and a woman from Shechem, grew up outside the legacy of his father, a hero and judge of Israel. While Gideon refused the crown, Abimelech coveted it with a burning desire. He was a man of charisma and cunning, but his heart harbored an ambition that surpasses the limits of honor and morality. After the death of Gideon, one of Israel's greatest heroes and a great servant of God, Abimelech aspires to rule the city of Shechem and the surrounding region. With his eyes fixed on the throne, he knew he needed the support of Shechem's leaders. He approached them with sweet words and promises of prosperity and security. He convinced his maternal relatives, who lived in Shechem, that he should rule instead of Gideon's other 70 sons. His proposal was successful, and his family gained the support of the inhabitants of Shechem, Judges 9 verses 1 to 6. With the silver from the temple of Balberite, he hired vain and unscrupulous men to support his cause. The city, which had once been a place of refuge and sanctity, now became an accomplice in a dark plot. Abimelech saw the throne not only as a symbol of authority, but as a means to forge his own destiny, far from his father's shadow. However, excessive ambition is often blind, and the price to pay may be higher than one imagines. Thus, Abimelech devised a sinister plan to eliminate his brothers and ensure his rule. Night fell over Shechem like a pall, and under its darkness, Abimelech carried out his nefarious plan. He hired a group of mercenaries and brutally murdered Gideon's 70 sons in one place, Judges 9 verse 5. On a single stone he killed all his brothers, an act that would stain the earth with innocent blood. Only Jotham, the youngest, escaped, hiding from Abimelech's fratricidal wrath. Dawn brought with it the revelation of the massacre. Shechem was silent, but the blood cried out for justice. With the field clear, Abimelech was proclaimed king by the leaders of Shechem. Abimelech, now with stained hands, ascends to the throne of king, a title acquired not by right, but by brute force and betrayal. The rise of Abimelech brought with it a wave of violence and injustice. Jotham, the only survivor, did not remain silent. From the top of Mount Gerizim, he released his voice like an arrow, reaching the hearts of the men of Shechem with a prophetic parable. Judges 9 verses 7 to 20. In it, he compared Abimelech to a thorn bush, warning that the citizens' wrong choices would lead to their destruction. The trees looking for a king, the olive tree, the fig tree, and the vine refused, but the thorn tree, a plant of little value and dangerous, accepted. Jotham prophesied that the fire that Abimelech lit would consume both him and Shechem. The city of Shechem, now under the yoke of Abimelech, began to brew discontent. Gaal, a charismatic leader, took advantage of popular discontent and incited a revolt against Abimelech. He called on the men of Shechem to rise up against the tyrant, promising deliverance and a new beginning. And thus Jotham's prophecy was fulfilled. The leaders of Shechem, disenchanted with Abimelech's reign, rebelled against him and allied themselves with another leader named Gaal, Judges 9 verses 23 to 26. However, the conspiracy was discovered and reported to Abimelech. Abimelech acted quickly and brutally. He and his forces attacked Shechem, destroying the city and sowing salt on its ruins, a symbolic act of eternal damnation. Those who survived the attack fled to a fortified tower, but Abimelech did not stop. He prepared to set fire to the tower and eliminate all the rebels once and for all. While Abimelech was near the entrance to the tower, a woman threw a millstone from above, hitting him in the head and mortally wounding him. To avoid the shame of being killed by a woman, Abimelech asked his armor-bearer to kill him. Thus, Jotham's prophecy was fulfilled. The fire that Abimelech lit against his brothers consumed him. Abimelech's death closed a bloody chapter in Israel's history. The violence he unleashed turned against him, serving as a grim reminder of the consequences of inordinate ambition and usurped power. The story of Abimelech is a warning against tyranny and a testimony to the divine justice that reaches those who act impiously. Reflecting on this story and human nature, we ask ourselves, what makes a man so desire power? The quest for power is a fundamental aspect of human nature that has been observed throughout history. There are several reasons that lead a man to desire power so much that, just like Abimelech, he doesn't worry about how and what he will have to do to achieve power, and many of these reasons are related to our most basic and complex needs at the same time. Let's see here some of the reasons that lead human beings to do what Abimelech did. Survival and control. At the most basic level, power can provide control over resources necessary for survival, such as food, shelter, and security. Controlling these resources can ensure a more comfortable and stable life. Prestige and status. Power is often associated with prestige and social status. Being a powerful person can bring recognition, respect, and admiration from others, satisfying the human desire to be valued and recognized. Influence and impact. The ability to influence other people or events can be a motivator for the pursuit of power. Having the ability to shape the world according to your own vision is a way to have an impact and leave a legacy. Ambition and personal achievement. Some people are driven by strong personal ambition, seeking to achieve their goals and achievements. Power can be seen as a means to achieve these goals and realize your potential. Fear of vulnerability. Power can be a way of protecting yourself against vulnerability. Controlling situations and people can bring a sense of security and reduce anxiety associated with uncertainty. Desire for justice or change. In some cases, people seek power to promote justice or change systems they consider unjust. In this context, power is seen as a tool to make a difference and improve society. Psychological dynamics. There are a series of psychological factors, such as the search for validation or the need to fill an internal void, that can drive the desire for power. In certain cases, traumas or past experiences can influence this search. Cultural and social aspects. Cultural and social expectations also play an important role. In certain societies, power is highly valued and associated with success and achievement. However, it is important to note that the quest for power can be both a positive and a negative force. While it can be used to bring about beneficial changes or to protect the most vulnerable, it can also lead to corruption, oppression, and destruction if misused or misunderstood. Therefore, reflection on why power is sought and how it will be used is crucial to ensure that the search is carried out in an ethical and responsible manner. The story of Abimelech is an intriguing narrative full of valuable lessons about unbridled ambition and the catastrophic consequences of the abuse of power. It is a historical example that reminds us of the risks associated with seeking dominance at any cost and the importance of governing with wisdom, justice, and respect for others. The legacy of Abimelech. Let's explore his legacy and the lessons we can learn. Abimelech was the son of Gideon, a judge of Israel. However, he was not chosen by God to lead the people. The unbridled pursuit of power can lead to tragic consequences. We must seek leadership with humility and integrity. Violence and betrayal never lead to positive results. We must seek peace and reconciliation in our relationships. We must be leaders who care and protect, not thorns that cause pain. Abimelech was killed by a woman who threw a stone at his head during the siege of Thebes. He died as a result of his evil deeds. Divine justice prevails, even when men fail to apply it. Abimelech's legacy warns us about the dangers of excessive ambition, violence, and betrayal. We must seek leadership with wisdom, humility, and integrity, remembering that our actions have lasting consequences. The story of Abimelech offers us several important spiritual messages. Beware of unmeasured ambition. Abimelech desired power and royalty at any cost, even killing his own brothers. His excessive ambition led him to commit terrible acts. We must be careful with the unbridled pursuit of power and status. Excessive ambition can lead us away from God's ways and harm those around us. Abimelech used violence to achieve his goals, destroying cities and killing people. He also faced betrayal and revolt. Violence and betrayal are not God's will. We must seek peace, justice, and reconciliation in our relationships. The parable of the thorns in Judges 9 compares useless leaders to thorns that cause pain and harm the people. As spiritual leaders, we must be careful and not cause suffering to others. We should be like fruit trees, not thorns. God is fair and responsible for judging our actions. We must live with integrity and fear God. In short, the story of Abimelech reminds us of the importance of seeking God's will, avoiding excessive ambition, and treating others with love and justice. Now, we want to hear his opinion. What do you think of this story? Leave your comments below, share this video with your friends so they can also learn about this incredible biblical narrative and its lessons. And, of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching and see you next time.